I respect that kid very much. Obviously, that's why I gave him an opportunity. I just always believed that the UFC was a tough place for Nick. This is a tough place with 2 arms and 2 legs, and this is the real deal. I put him in the Contender Series to see if he could make it to the UFC. He didn't make it.
Yes, boxing is different than MMA, but there is that range, and Cody wants to be in that range.
Cody plays that range.
And so I wanted to be comfortable there. And I did take the fight. The reason why I got dropped the first time is how I came in aggressively in the pocket.
Correct.
This time I was patient in the pocket. This time I waited for the openings. I counterpunched the counterpuncher, and I knew he was going to blitz me. And when he blitzes, he's right hand heavy. And he doesn't, his hand, the reason why he's so fast is because he keeps his hands by his shoulders.
Yep.
He's fast with his hooks because they're right here. The return's not very fast, but he always leaves his left hand down. That's why I caught him.
So
you
went right.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the plan, right? The plan was to counter with the right hand, but he just kept coming. Even though I hit him with the first one, he kept coming. I'm like, all right, and then here comes another shoulder roll. Here comes another.
This is gorgeous, brother.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Because training with Dwayne Ludwig, obviously Dwayne checks all those boxes as far as Muay Thai, your footwork, all that. But when it comes to boxing, this is where it kind of, that's where that comes into play. Which I'm sure Dwayne agrees. I was talking to Dwayne before you got it. I'm sure he agrees with that. Like, you're getting the lesson you're getting from those guys like Lomachenko is priceless.
Oh, he wants me to train with as many guys as I can. He wants me to be a sponge and soak up knowledge from every martial artist coach that we think is worth listening to, because I can learn something from anybody that's, got the eye for it. And he was pumped at me going out and getting the boxing sparring rounds, and I had to send him to him. I would go and film him and send him to him every week.
He loves it, I bet.
Oh, yeah. He loves it. And so anytime I'm looking to grow and get outside of the normal stuff, he's into it. It's hard to get MMA fighters to spar like a boxer, so you have to go in there and put yourself in those rounds. You got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to get better at it. Like, I'm not going to get better at my boxing by sparring MMA fighters.
No.
I'm going to get better at boxing by going against boxers. They hit hard, the reactions are different, the range is different, they're able to push the pace. It's a completely different sport, but helps out a bunch.
When you watch TJ, do you still feel like this is me? Like, this is a guy who is taking my style and using it in his own fights? How is it for you to watch him compete?
It's good to watch him compete. I mean, he's it's just an athlete competing at a high level like I do. I look at it more like early on in this career, we talk about title defenses and the best in the world, and in the WEC is when I started this reign and started teaching him how to fight. To an extent, because I was facing all his teammates. It's just a blatant fact.
Yeah,
he had to pretend to be me for year upon year upon year. From 2010 until 2012, I was the champion, and I defended the title 4 times in the WEC. Crossover, beat Jorgensen, beat Demetrius Johnson, beat Uriah Faber, and then I gave the belt up. So I had defended the title more times than anybody consecutively in the world history of this division. So he had to find a way to deal with what I was doing, and the best way to deal with what I was doing was be me for his teammates, so his teammates could beat me. In that plan, in them using TJ to be me and pretend to be me, he built his style upon me beating up his teammates to prepare them for me. And then he realized, wow, by just pretending to be Dom, I'm able to beat up everybody on my entire team. That technically makes me his coach. But at the same time, I give him credit. The guy is legit, and he's built his style in his own way. He's taken a lot of the fundamentals that I've used and then crossed them over to make his own style from the things that I started with: footwork, angles, long combinations, nonstop offense, takedown defense, takedowns mixed into combinations. Things of this sort were not really relevant until the WEC created these weight classes, and I was the champion of it. And then everybody started adding these things. Then the 125-pound division got developed because they realized that these guys were a little bit small for the 135-pound weight class, getting beat up by me for all the years. Then TJ Dillashaw starts coming off the Ultimate Fighter, starts building momentum, and now he's around. And because the style's similar to mine, not exactly the same, but similar because he was pretending to be me for so many years, people say, okay, this is a new, improved version of Cruz because I was hurt so much and I've been hurt so much. As the fight game has gone on, I got to go and face him and prove that, while he has picked up a lot of things, I'm still right there, very relevant, regardless of the multiple injuries that I've had in my career. And I think everybody in the world knows that I'm still extremely relevant and probably the only guy in the world that will beat him in this division.
So the one thing I have against Cruz is that, so he feels entitled. He feels entitled to this rematch or feels entitled to this title fight.
He hasn't fought in a while.
You haven't been active.
Yeah.
If you've been active, sure, you deserve the title match.
Yep.
But you want to be sidelined for 2 years saying that you're injured, and then all of a sudden I'm looking for a contender, and you're like, oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You just want to pass murderers row up. You don't want to have to challenge yourself whatsoever. I mean, to me, it's a little pussy move.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm hurt, this and that. Yeah, sure, maybe you were hurt, but like, get out there and prove yourself. Get out there and beat Marlon Moraes, and let's just do this dance. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
he hasn't
fair.
proved himself at all. 2 years. He lost his belt, hasn't fought in 2 years, been sidelined, and now he just wants to pop up and be relevant and like feels like he has this entitlement. It makes zero sense to me. Like, I have more finishes in the UFC than he has wins. Like, talk about who's the greatest of all time at our weight class.
Yeah.
I have more finishes than you even have wins in the UFC.
Yep.
So I don't on that end of it, Cejudo, I'm up for the challenge, man. Like, I think I walk right through you. I think it'd be great. And the thing is too, like, if you want to fight me, I'm coming for you. Like, I'm the pound for pound.
Are you going to
thing.
go down to 25?
Absolutely.
Make his ass go to 35. You want to go to 25?
Dude, I can make it easy.
Maybe you should pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for